I've got a joke for you. There's this guy, right, and something really funny happens. Honestly, it's like it's as oh, it's funny. It's so funny. It's like as funny as it's laugh out loud funny. It's wee yourself funny. It's so, oh dear me, it was funny. Now I could go on like that for a very long time, but you're not going to laugh. If I want to make you laugh, then I have to create a chain of concrete details that taken together are funny. Arranged in the right way, even the most serious concrete details can be amusing. When I used to live in Belfast, there was a popular joke about a guy who's walking late at night by the peace line, the boundary that separates nationalist and unionist Belfast. And the joke goes that he comes to an intersection and a man in a balaclava jumps out and points a gun at his knees. He says, "What feckin' religion are you?" Now, the poor guy's terrified. He's no idea who this masked man is. And he thinks whatever he says, whether he says he's Protestant or Catholic, he's got a 50% chance of getting kneecaps. But then he has a flash of inspiration. He says, actually, I'm Jewish. And a big smile breaks out behind the guy's balaclava. He says, "Feck me, I must be the luckiest Palestinian in Belfast." Now, none of those concrete details in and of themselves are funny. A gun isn't funny. A balaclava isn't funny. The Israel-Palestine conflict certainly isn't funny. And yet, when taken together, arranged in a particular way, they do, for a dark mindset, create the emotion of amusement. We all understand how jokes work. We know that it's not enough to tell someone that something funny happens. And we know that the chain of concrete details we create to make someone laugh has to be a chain of concrete details they haven't heard before. There's no point me telling you the one about the chicken that crossed the road because you've already heard that. It's not going to make you laugh. But sometimes when we write about other emotions, we seem to think that if we describe the emotion with sufficient power or convey it with some familiar symbols, the reader will connect with it. When we want to convey fear, we're tempted to write, "He felt a terrible fear and inched into the darkness, trembling with every step. The fear grew and grew into pure terror, blind terror, such that he was shaking and a cold sweat licked his back. He felt a noise behind him and turned, startled, as white as a ghost." When we want to convey sadness, we're tempted to write, "She walked behind the coffin and felt tears welling up. She was absolutely grief-stricken and felt that her very heart might break. Her sadness weighed on her like some immense pain, and she could barely walk to the front of the church." That won't work. You can't make someone laugh by telling them that something funny happened. You have to describe a funny situation that your audience has never heard before. Similarly, you can't make someone feel sad by telling them a situation is sad. You have to describe a sad situation they've never heard before. And there's a fancy name for this: the objective correlative. The modernist poet TS Eliot defined an objective correlative as a set of objects, a situation, a chain of events which shall be the formula of that particular emotion, such that when the external facts, which must terminate in sensory experience, are given, the emotion is immediately invoked. Here are two examples from another poet, Archibald MacLeish. "For all the history of grief, an empty doorway and a maple leaf. For love, the leaning grasses and two lights above the sea." And here's a final thought. In the early 20th century, the film director Lev Kuleshov filmed an actor looking in turn at a bowl of soup, a coffin, and an attractive woman. Audiences raved about the actor's ability to express different emotions, but what they didn't know was that Kuleshov used the same footage of the actor each time. All that changed was the objects to which he cut. So it seems William Carlos Williams was right when he wrote, "No ideas, but in things." Thanks for watching, and good luck with your writing.